Clock is ticking for state lawmakers to get their work done before the legislative session ends at midnight. From the education to health care, there are still many budget bills that they need to pass. And it looks like this session is ending with the same tension we saw when it began. Danny Spiewak joins us live from the Capitol. It's going to be a late night, it sounds like, in St. Paul. Hi, Danny.
Hey there. Yes, a very late night here at the state capitol, but in some ways the pressure is almost off. That's because although there is that 11:59 p.m. deadline tonight, the end of the legislative session, lawmakers from both parties have acknowledged they are going to need a special session to finish all their work on the next two-year budget. With just hours to go, the House and Senate have finalized fewer than half of their budget bills for the governor's signature.
My mouth is full of cuss words right now.
DFL Senate Majority Leader Erin Murphy blamed the House, where the parties share power, for holding up spending bills by debating issues like paid family leave just 4 days after legislative leaders reached a deal on budget targets.
Over and over again, particularly the House Republicans, adding new conditions and new ideas when budget bills are about to close.
But GOP Senate Minority Leader Mark Johnson says this is how divided government works after 2 years of DFL control.
That they're finally having to realize that there are constraints on Minnesota taxpayers.
And GOP House Speaker Lisa Demuth says the deal reached last week left room for further conversations about things like paid family leave and funding for private schools.
That is how this is intended to go, but nothing is being held up intentionally.
With the DFL controlling the Senate by one vote and the House tied, this session is among the most unique in history.
We knew it was going to be difficult, but we were ready to get to work and do that right away. You've seen compromise all the way through.
Now, the House DFL leader, Representative Melissa Hortman, says conversations about a special session have already started.
I don't think we really have the luxury of doing the blame game and, spin room.
She hopes the legislature can finish by June 1st to avoid sending layoff notices about a potential government shutdown.
And there's not only a financial cost to that, there's a human cost. It makes people pretty stressed out. So my hope is that we'll be done as soon as possible.
And in just the last half hour, we did hear from Governor Walz himself. He still thinks that the special session only needs to be about 1 day. Right now, he and legislative leaders are meeting again with both House Republicans, Democrats, and then the Senate to talk through some of those final areas of disagreement to try to figure out when they can actually call a special session. Back to you.
Yeah, and I know once he starts that session, it can go as long as lawmakers need it to, however, right, Danny?
Yes, and unclear how much work they have left to do. There is that optimism that maybe it would just be a one-day session. We did hear from Representative Hortman on the House DFL side. She thought maybe it would be 3 days, so still a lot left to work out.
All right, we know you'll be with us all the way through the 10 o'clock tonight. Thanks so much, Danny.